Hey everyone, it's Stephanie from Guiding Force Consulting. I help nonprofits with fundraising, event planning, and Salesforce implementations. Today, I want to talk to you a bit about expecting the unexpected when it comes to event planning. So, early on in my career, I was hosting a fundraising walk, and Thursday night, we had all the tents set up. We were preparing to host 1,000 people in the middle of a baseball diamond, a big field, on Friday. So Friday, I show up in the morning, and every single one of my tents had been completely flattened. They were leveled through a windstorm. And to make matters worse, one of my volunteers brought their tent, and it was now sitting on top of a roof of a nearby business. The windstorm came in, picked it right off the ground, and dropped it right onto a top of a nearby business's roof. And it was that moment that was really critical in my response. I had an opportunity to panic and get upset and, kind of run around with stress and worry, or I could stop, take a deep breath, assess the situation, and realize there's nothing I can do to change this. So, what's my plan B? And so, I just want to talk with you a bit today about the importance of plan B in all of your fundraising events. There's no such thing as a perfect event. Something is always going to go wrong. And so in the event planning world, we have something called a risk assessment plan. And that's time for your staff to get together and look and say, what could go wrong? What are the things that are worst case scenario? What if somebody gets hurt at my event? What if, and I've had that happen. I've had people fall on the cement and we've had to call an ambulance, during a walk. I've had somebody lit one of those lanterns with fire and put it up in the air, and we were surrounded by trees and a tree caught on fire. Things happen. So looking at your risk assessment to say, what is our worst case scenario? What are the things that could go wrong? But then also looking at a more mild version of a risk assessment, if you will, and just saying, what are our secondary plans in place if things don't go as expected? What are the worst things that can happen for the experience of our participants, and what can we do to address those? So what if our keynote speaker doesn't show up? What if none of our audio visual works? What if there's a breakout in food issues and we can't serve half of our meal? Looking at all of those things that would be detrimental to your event and creating a plan B in those circumstances is going to allow you to show up that day. And if or when things go wrong, you're already mentally prepared for your backup plan. And you can't anticipate everything that could possibly go wrong. We know that. Not everything that goes wrong is that big of a deal. Sometimes you just adjust on the fly. But creating a risk assessment plan and plan B for some of the things that could happen will help you not only have an amazing event, but it will help your participants have an amazing experience, and one in which they want to come back next year cheering you on. They're going to realize what you may have been up against, and maybe not, hopefully not. But if they are, they're going to see that, especially your committee and your staff and your leadership team, and they're going to come back cheering you on for the next year, saying, wow, you went through something that was difficult to handle. You handled it like a pro. I can't wait to see what next year brings, because now we're ready for a more challenging event. So take this moment to sit down, look at all of your events coming up for the year, create some risk assessments and secondary plans, and it will make you a much happier, calmer person when you show up and things don't go quite as you expected. For more tips and information, check out my website at guidingforceconsulting.com.